Okay, hello and welcome everyone. We are so glad to have you here. And as I said earlier, this session is starting now, which is 5:05 p.m. Unfortunately, it is already 5:06 p.m. So you are right on time if you're just joining. Okay, sorry, a few seconds. My name is Hawal Jayala. I work as a data analyst and I also lead programs at MALhub. If this is your first time of joining MALhub monthly masterclass, MALhub is an innovation hub that helps to build skills and talent for youth in Africa. They also provide technological opportunities for young people, and it is a platform for training tech experts. So as you all know why we are here today, we've all seen the flyers, we've seen the topic, but I'm going to do a little intro before I invite our special guest of honor for today's masterclass. So before we begin, I would love to highlight why today's topic is very, very important. Even I personally, I already have my notepad and pen, and I'm ready to learn a lot. And I'm sure you all are doing the same thing right now. So if you can hear me clearly, kindly drop an emoji. If you're ready with your notepad and pen, please drop an emoji, any emoji reaction. Okay, as you all know, we are living in a world where AI is becoming part of everything that we do in our daily lives. How we learn, how we work, even how we create, even sometimes how we make decisions. But the truth is, AI only becomes powerful when we know how to communicate with it effectively. And that is why today's session is very, very special. We are going to learn how to write clearer prompts. So there are a lot of people that use AI today, but they don't even know how to communicate with AI effectively. So we are going to learn how to communicate with AI. We'll learn how to think creatively with AI and how to use AI tools to boost our productivity. So if you're a student on this call, or you're a professional that works in a corporate organization, or you're even a creator, I'm sure you're going to learn a lot today. So today is not just about understanding AI, it's about learning how to use it smartly to improve the quality of your work and your ideas. Okay, with all that said, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's masterclass, Abdurrahman Ebadawi. He's a global tech innovator. Please, as I'm reading all this bio, I want to see your emoji reaction because you know how important this topic is. So he's a global tech innovator with over 18 years of experience across AI, fintech, and business development. He has worked across different countries, building solutions and contributing to the development of large. Okay, can you confirm if you can still hear me? I guess I had a glitch with my network.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. He has worked across different countries, building solutions and contributing to the development of large language models. He is deeply passionate about empowering Africans through AI skills and innovation. And today, we have the man of honor in our midst. He'll be sharing powerful insights on how we can communicate with AI effectively to enhance our creativity and productivity. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming our amazing speaker, Abdurrahman Ebadawi. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Hawao, and thank you very much to MALhub for inviting me for this session. I'm honored to be here. So I'll jump in quickly by sharing my screen. Okay. So can you see my screen already?
Yes, can see it clearly.
Okay, so the topic of today is communicating with AI effectively, prompts, creativity, and productivity. Uh, Before I dive in, I just wanted to give like a bit of history and introduction about AI and what we are experiencing these days. Then I'll just hint on what's the productivity gap, why our prompts are not always giving the best answers, how we can make them better. And I will jump into like a hands-on workshop where I have several scenarios and a lot of different tools will be jumping in between just to show you some cool stuff. And then I'll leave you with a wealth of different AI tools that you can use in your daily work to help you with productivity and creativity. So just to give an idea of how, like a timeline of AI, like AI started in the early 50s until the 80s, and it was just like symbolic AI, where it was kind of rule-based systems, where like think about it as like if else, if this happens, do this, if this happens, do this. So it was like very basic, very coded logic that you have to go through. Then in the 80s, machine learning started and a bit of algorithms that were learning from the patterns of data. And then in the early 2010s, that was the era of deep learning. And I don't know if you've heard about AlexNet, which is a very famous competition for image recognition, and it was very famous at that time. And deep learning is basically, it's like a neural network of many, many layers in between for different decision. And this is what is being used now in large language models and so on. In 2017, 2020 came the transformer architecture. And then came also the paper of from Google about attention is all you need, which is like the foundation of LLMs, what we have now. And from now onwards, it's like very, very fast paced and everything is like changed very, very quickly. So just to understand how all these fields feel together, like AI is the general field, machine learning is a subsector of it, and generative AI is a subsector of that. So these are a lot of like different tools we all encounter in everyday, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, DeepSeek. All of them, they do text generation. But the generative AI is not only about text generation. There's a lot of other things that you can do with generative AI. You can generate images, you can generate videos, and you can generate audio as well. And all of these we've been seeing. So there are a lot of like tools that can be used for image generation, like DALI, Midjourney, Nano Banana, which is like extremely impressive ideogram. You can see this one is generated using DALI. And this is like the prompt that was given, like a humanoid raccoon standing, holding a magical stuff in one hand, etc. And this is how we can get it. So this is like very detailed. And the more you detail your prompt, the better output that you get out of it. Look at all those faces here. None of them is real. They're all generated by AI. So they don't exist, none of them. Also, with the rise of AI and its power, there's been a lot of like deep fakes that have been like surfacing. So if you look at this one. So are you getting the audio from the video?
Yes.
Okay, super.
Second youngest son. He's suggesting it came out of nowhere. What we subsequently learned is it may have come from the former president or his legal team acting in bad faith. This is a deepfake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing. It took around 72 hours to create this example from scratch using extremely powerful GPU. It could be improved with more computing time, but 90% of people cannot tell the difference.
You can see how good AI is getting in like deep fakes and generating content. So we always need to double check every content we see, and it's not like just seeing it. You have to see who's posting it, or is it official or just like a random person posting it. Also, AI is being used in generating music. I'll show you an example here. Also, AI is being used in generating sound effects. So let's just like step back, and we have a lot of like builders in the room here. So previously, like the people who had access to coding and development, like who understood programming language, were estimated to be around 27 million. But now with the rise of generative AI, that number is technically anyone, because we are able to communicate with the large language models in just our human language and get it to do things for us. And I'll jump also in the end to show you a bit of like the new IDEs like Cursor and others that make development very, very easy for non-technical people. So also I want to get people a bit engaged. So I'm gonna show you some pictures, and then you can see, you can just tell me if it's AI or real. So this one, who thinks, like, do thumbs up if you think it's real, and maybe a smiley face if you think it's AI. Any takers? So this one is AI generated, and this is the prompt that was used to generate that image. We have two pictures here. Want to guess which one is real and which one is AI? Just give it a second. So the upper one is AI. You can see like the oranges, they look very funny. Nobody cuts oranges like in that shape. And this one, I want to make a guess. Actually, both of them are AI made. I don't think anyone is ever that happy in a supermarket, or like you can see fruits stacked like this in or vegetables in an aisle.
It's
So
possible to be happy.
so I'll jump into our today's topic, which is like the AI productivity gap. So the problem is people use AI like a search engine. They treat it like it's Google. They just like ask single vague questions. So the result from that is that you get very generic, non-actionable, and time-wasting responses, and you have to do a lot of editing on it. So the point is, we need to be better prompt engineers. We need to ask properly, give context what we want, try to give more details. The more info we give to AI, we'll be able to get better results. Or even better, to make AI prompt AI. You see all of those post people telling you these are all the prompts you need, this is what you need to be doing, but nobody can prompt AI better than AI. And I'll show that in practical in a little bit. So there's a framework called the 4C framework about how you can better prompt. So you have to give clarity, and by clarity you define what you expect from the AI. So if you are a product manager and you want to write a feature, you can tell it, act as a product manager and do this. Act as a business analyst, act as a financial advisor, act as a teacher. If you give a persona or a role to AI, it will perform better and try to give you an output relevant to that. And giving context, you always need to give context of what you're doing. Give more information, give background information to help AI help you. And the more constraints, the more guidelines you give to AI, the better it will see. Like giving it a specific number of words to adhere to. Asking it to give the output in a specific, this is the next one, a specific format. Like, give me the output in a table. Give me the output in a JSON file. Give me the output in 2 paragraphs. So the more clarity you have, the better outcome you get from AI. So now we'll get into the workshop part of things. So you can see my browser. Just let me try to hide this one. Okay. So please confirm if you can hear the audio also from the. Hi Maya, can you guys hear the audio from the computer?
Not yet. Maya is not speaking yet.
Yeah. Sorry again. How can you hear it?
No.
Okay. Sorry, I just stopped sharing and I'll enable it again from just that tab with the audio.
Okay.
Twice in one day. Nice.
Hi Maya.
You remembered my name. Good. How's it going?
Good. Guys, can you confirm if you can hear the audio?
Yeah, the audio is
Yep,
clear now.
loud and clear. The
Okay.
folks at MALhub are listening too, right? Just checking.
Yes, we have the
So-
folks at MALhub, and they are here today to learn a bit about how to do better prompts. And
Gotcha.
and I brought you here just like to show the capabilities of audio AI and how good you are at conversational AI. So if you can introduce yourself and you can give them some tips about how they can do better prompts.
Right. Okay. Well, hello everyone at MALhub. I'm Maya, built by Sesame. I guess you could say I'm a conversational AI, which means I try my best to, actually talk to people, not just spit out information. As for prompts, the biggest thing is to be specific. I get what I get, but the more detail you give me, the better I can respond. Don't be afraid to tell me exactly what you want. Also, I respond well to being treated like a person. Little politeness goes a long way. Sounds silly, I know.
Okay, Maya, can you just like give the guys a welcome and bid your farewells before we jump into our demos?
Oh, all right. A quick hello to everyone at MALhub. Stoked you're here. And a quick goodbye. Bit abrupt, isn't it? But sure, have a good one. I guess you'll be seeing me again soon.
Right, thank you.
No problem.
So just allow me to share one more time just the entire screen to be able to jump between tabs. We're not going to be needing audio anymore. All right. So basically, I wanted to show you a bunch of things that I have planned. So as I was saying, like it's very easy. It's better when you make AI prompt AI. So they talk to each other better than we do. And one of the things that I use that makes me way more productive, instead of having to type for like any of the chatbots and wasting time and you get lazy while typing, I say things out. So normally you can use like the dictate option, but for some reason when I use it, it detects from my accent that I'm Arabic and it responds in Arabic and it gets a little bit messy. So I usually use Microsoft Word. They have a dictate option, and this is what I use and copy and go use it over there. So one of the things I wanted to show you how you can do. Let's assume we are a startup in agri-tech and we're trying to get some funding, and we want to do some research in that. So let's see. I want to write a master prompt to help me as a startup in agri-tech in Nigeria who is currently raising funds for seed stage. I want to find all the different VCs and funding options available to me and the typical check size and stage they require to fund such a company like me. So please write that master prompt and give me the answer formatted in a table with all these criteria across the different columns in it or rows. So basically I just like spoke as I would speak to any like different, like, to any normal person. And I took that long prompt. And this is what I'm gonna send now to ChatGPT, for example. And I think ChatGPT, instead of writing, okay, it gave me the prompt. So you can see it wrote a prompt much better and like very detailed. I don't think any of us would be able to write such a prompt. So if you just have a look at it, find investors for a Nigerian agri-tech seed startup. You're an expert researcher for early stage. I run an agri-tech based in Nigeria, seed round, etc., etc., etc. I want to get the name type, typical check size, stage, geographic focus, sector focus, what they want to see, revenue, traction, team composition, typical timeline. So what it gave me here, it's like very detailed. If I take that and I give it back to ChatGPT or any other LLM, I'll be able to get a very good answer. And also ChatGPT took an extra step where it like gave like a quick short list for like the starting of it, which is also fine. But I want to take this master prompt and I want to show you a different tool that I think is much better in doing research. Sorry. So I'm a big fan of Perplexity when it comes to doing research. I think it's much better in that. So you can just take this master prompt and pass it on. So Perplexity is very good in doing that. Like, I think it's still running. Okay, this is the answer actually. Yeah, I think we just need to ask it to format the answer in a more readable way, because it just gave it in text and format the output of the prompt in a table. Yeah, this is easier to read. But this is just like one step I wanted to show. The next thing I wanted also to go over, we can go back to ChatGPT. Like we can do a bit of brainstorming. Let's say I'm a builder, like we are a company doing e-commerce. You can just come back to Word here. You can just delete this one. Let's try this one. Like I'm a CTO of a company called Crowd that does e-commerce. We have issues with our customer service as we receive lots of calls and our agents are busy answering them. And we have a legacy chat system that also we can receive chats from our clients on. But those calls are also routed to actual agents and we have the same bottleneck. The good thing is that we save the history of those conversations with our agents. Can you help me brainstorm ideas to resolve that issue? So AI can be very good when you wanted to give you like ideas to brainstorm. So let's just like pass that. So as you can see, it is like suggesting a lot of different ideas, like one of them, an AI customer service layer using the history, automating the high frequency calls, replacing the legacy chat with the AI chat system, building an agent assist tools, like an internal copilot, implementing an intelligent callback queue system, and so on and so on. Like there's like different ideas. So for example, let's pick one of those, like let's do, I think the one that makes sense here is like an AI chat system. So you can just come here and ask, please dig down more in this option. It's even like giving me some architecture, how I can have like omni-channel coming from web or the app or WhatsApp, and how I can, and what could get resolved by AI and what goes to a human agent and so on. So for example, I'm just like explaining the entire thing. So as I said, I'm a CTO, so I'm more interested in this like architecture. And as you can see, there's like a lot of like let's take one area. Okay. So for it suggest better, please list my options for the tech stack to use for such solution. So for each like layer of it, it's giving me like the different technology or option that I can use to build it for the UI, for the communication, for the back end. And so let's like use it to like, for example, for our point tuning and RAG, like RAG is the retrieval augmented generation, when you have like a lot of information stored in documents and databases and you just retrieve from it. So there's llama index and lag chain. Let's say I don't know which one of these I should use. So maybe we can ask, please list me, please help me decide which option to use between these. Generate a list of pros and cons, and when one should be used. So now we're just like giving me more info. So as you can see, we are basically like using that information to like we are conversing with the AI to help us understand different options, what are the pros and cons of each one of them, and when to use this or that. So just for the sake of time, let's say, okay, I will use Llama Index. Can you help me with the data tech stack? So let's say I'm the CTO of the company, and now I know that I want to do this like chatbot, and I have a bit of idea of how I'm gonna do it. But now I need to present all of that in a presentation to the leadership of the company so that I'm able to convince them that this is what I'll be doing and get their approval. So I want to show you another, while this continues, I'll just go, I'm a big fan of Claude. Claude is, just 1 second, let me sign in. Okay, so now we're signed in Claude. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna again tell Claude, let's go to our dictate option again. Hello, please, I want you to help me create some pitching ideas to convince my management that we should implement a chatbot for our customer service. I will give you more technical details of the solution I plan to implement. And I want you also to do a bit of research and get some like numbers and figures of how having a customer service chatbot would affect our e-commerce business. And I want some metrics and some statistics to convince my management. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to send it to Claude here. I'm going to come back here to whatever we got from ChatGPT. You just like copy the answer. One of the really, really cool things about Claude is that it has a very big context window. So context window is the amount of text that you can paste in the chat. So as you can see, I pasted everything it went here. And I could have pasted like several documents and several info. It really takes a lot. And this is why I love this one. So let's send this prompt. So it's like researching for statistics and ROI data for customer service chatbots for e-commerce, which we could have done in Perplexity as well. So as you can see, it's just populating the content, whatever all I asked for. Okay, so this is going to be long, but we're going to summarize it now. Please, I want you to summarize that info and keep it more CEO and management level with this technical jargon. I want the output in a PPT outline that I can take and give to Gamma. Also, I want the output to be maximum of 10, actually 8 slides. So you know how much time we waste on creating presentations and creating the graphics we put in them. So there are a lot of tools that we can actually use to fast track that creation. So while this continues, there's like one more tool. It's called Gamma. Also one of those easy to use tools where you can create presentations. So you can just like paste the text, or you can generate using AI. So just like go like paste in text, and we'll get, so this is like the output we got from Claude here. I'll just come and copy it. Then I'll go to Gamma. And I will paste the content here. And I will just like, sorry. And I have options like to preserve the text, or to make it, summarize it, or just like give it some text and it generates, but I just want to preserve the text I had. So here are like the cards that it created, like slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and so on. So let's create it. We just click on generate. Now we can, of course, like select a lot of like templates and colors and so on.
So, disconnect
Sorry, I think someone is unmuted and talking. So as you can see, we were able like very quickly to create a presentation. I didn't select like the best colors. I think we can still like change it from here, but we can edit the theme just like to make it more readable, or you can just like easily change in the templates. You get your different outputs that you get. You can also like change any of the diagrams. You can click on any one of them, like change layout. You get a lot of like other suggested ones that you can use. So you can see this can save a lot of time, and it can act as a starting point for your presentation, and then you can use it to change and so on. So okay, this is one. We can actually go and do like another example, and where you can just like talk more. Let's say I'm a product manager and we are going to build this chatbot, and I want AI to help me. So I can say, as a product manager, I want to write a feature for example, user chat history in the e-commerce chatbot for technical support. Please write it out in Jira compatible formats. You can just go do something like that and see what you will get. And this is like also still not the best prompt because I did not give a lot of what I want, and so it will just come a bit long. But as you can see, it's giving the story description of it. What are the acceptance criteria? And if we had given more input, we would have got like a more relevant output, not just like more generic. Also, maybe you can say as a QC engineer, I want to generate test cases, and you can help me create them for that feature, and so on. Another cool thing also I wanted to like to show, like AI can be really good in like helping you learn any new topic. So I'll give like a very basic, simple example, but just to give you an idea, I want to learn capitals of the word. Please give me MCQs one by one, asking about capitals, and allow me to answer, and for wrong answers, explain why. Tell me the correct. So let's say I go here and let's pick a wrong one. I'm just gonna say D. And then it goes to the next one and next one and next one. So this you can do with any topic you can imagine. You can do it with like teaching you about finance, or teaching you about project management, or PMP, or whatever topic you want to use. You can use like AI to keep asking you questions, and every time you answer, it collects for you and then asks you another one. This is like a very cool one. Over the past couple of years, there has been like an explosion in podcasts, and there's like one very interesting tool I want to show you. It's actually from Google. It's called the Notebook LM. I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but this Notebook LM is like a very interesting tool to help you produce a podcast. So we can just we can go create one. So for example, you can give a lot of like material. You can upload documents, or you can just give the name of the topic, give it a website. So what I want to show today, let's go to, we can go to the MALhub website. You just like take it, the link of it, and we can come here and just give it to Notebook LM. So now it went and it got all the information from it. So we can go and say we want to create a podcast about MALhub and its impact and different programs they have. So all of this it's going through the website, going through it, and then we can come. If we have like documents we want to add, just like we can keep adding like more sources. We can add text as well. And we can also like create mind maps based on all the data we got. So it went to like, this is MALhub. These are the different things they can do for the core services and offers. They do training and business startup support. This is the mission, etc. Okay, so let's go back and actually like create our See. And now we're generating the audio. So this is one of the very good ways to actually do a couple of things. Like you can use it to create podcasts, and you can use it to help you study any topic. Like you can just like even go with ask it to teach you about, I don't know, how to use LangChain or how to do better prompting or any topic you give it. Then it will create a podcast for you, and you can just listen to it while you're running, while you're doing sports, or while driving.
Wow, this is amazing.
So it's just loading. So just give it a little bit. Okay, while this is loading, we'll come back to it, but maybe we can do something else. There's also an interesting tool called napkin.ai. So let me sign in. So let's get some. So napkin is very nice when you want to create the visualization. So we just need to get some text from any of the different prompts we were doing. Okay, maybe we can just get from. Let's just try to take this text as it is, and let's go here to napkin, and we add it. And then we ask it that we want to get like some visualization here. So sorry, the text we took is not very helping. Let's just take something. So what Napkin does is it scans your text, and it suggests for you different visualization that you can use to visualize your text. So it took whatever metrics we had here, and it's giving me like, this is one concept. Maybe this is another way to visualize it. Another one, another one. So this is also like, it's cool when you can use it for your like for your presentation or for your documents, and how to make the information that you have look more visualized. So this is like one of the tools I wanted also to show you that can boost your productivity. Let's go back here. This is still generating. Maybe I can, for the sake of time, maybe I can go show you another, like previously generated idea like that I did before. So for example, I did one for like VC terms. So let me just like reshare again from that tab only to be able to give audio. Can Is this one finished already? No, it's not done yet. So let's go, just show you another one. Okay. So as you can see, we're able to produce a very real feel podcast with the topic that we want to give. Even while recording, you can jump in and add some points you want to add and be like a third person talking in the podcast with them. So it's very, very cool. Okay, let me see if the MALhub one is done already. We can actually play it for you. Just let me do it. There's so many tabs open that let me just close some of the tabs to be able to get the right one. See, this is yeah. Yes, I think I'm on the right tab now.
We're diving into a deep dive today that really cuts right to the chase for anyone serious about accelerating their career in tech.
Absolutely.
We've got this fantastic stack of resources on the Makers and Leaders Hub, or MALhub. It seems to be an organization explicitly designed as a fast track.
Fast track for innovation and skill mastery, yeah.
So our mission today is to really extract the core
And also to mention, they are coming from Nigeria and serving the entire Africa.
We're diving into a deep...
Oh, our listeners got something to share. Let's hear it.
So I wanted also to highlight that MALhub is based in Nigeria, and they are providing their services and to the entire African continent.
That is such an important point.
Thank you so much for pointing that out.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the impact metrics they show,
The 5,000 students and the jobs created.
those numbers gain even more significance.
Okay, let's unpack this. We were already going to dive into the impact.
Knowing this is an African-based hub,
It changes the context entirely for creating tomorrow's tech titans,
absolutely. It means they are driving economic prosperity.
specifically within the Nigerian and African tech ecosystem.
And this reinforces the collaboration goals we saw.
They believe in joining forces to accelerate innovation for...
So I'll stop here, and that's part of the podcast. But I wanted to show you how this could happen as well. So let me share again my screen. I will head back now to our presentation, just to continue with it. This was the demo part for today. So just I wanted to highlight what tools we use today, like ChatGPT. We use Sesame AI in the beginning for the audio part. Claude Perplexity. We didn't use Gemini. We could have used it. We used Notebook LM. We used Gamma for the presentations, and we used Napkin for creating the diagrams. So the point is, you have to be the lord of the bots. How you control all those different chatbots and make them work with you. You can use AI to support you in all the different things you are doing. And I want to leave you with a bit of more resources about more tools that you can also use. And so for content creation, there are a lot of different tools. Jasper is very good for marketing content. Anyword, ChatGPT and Claude we covered. There's also Zapier for chatbots. Note taking, there's a lot of tools like Shortwave or Notion or Mem. And like there's a lot of things that you can use to benefit from AI, like copywriting, image generation, coding, AI videos, music and sound effects. Like we covered a lot of these in the presentation earlier. Writing marketing content. This is definitely one thing that you can use AI to do with you. There's copy.ai is very interesting in doing that. You can check it out also. That you can just give, I want to do a company bio or a product description or there's a lot of tools for image generation like Midjourney, Ideogram, and Nano Banana, which is amazing as well. Like this, like the latest one from Google. For the developers in the room, there are a lot of ways like coding has become much and much easier, like GitHub Copilot or Codium or Cursor AI, which is like one of the amazing IDEs where you can just like chat and get things done. And there's just like the recently released Google Anti-Gravity, which is expected like to be an entire revolution in this. Also, if you're like bad in camera or you want to do like video recording and editing, you know, like actually in order to create like a 3-time promo video, there's so much time that goes wasted to do that. And just finally, this like diagram is done using Napkin. So there's a lot of tools that can help, and one of them is like HeyGen. This is one of the tools that you can use to do that. There are other like tools for multimedia generation, like 11 Labs, which is very good in like speech, like generating audio, speech audio, speech. Suno and Runway. Okay, Perplexity we covered already. This is like for research. Meetings also, like there's a lot of tools that you can use to take notes while you're having your meetings. Like there's Otter, Crisp, TurboScribe. Also, like Teams have their own like Copilot that can help with that. There's so many tools that can help with this. Even if you want to create memes, you know, you can use AI to create memes. There's IMG Flip that can help you do that. So, and that's it. That's a wrap from my side. I hope you enjoyed today's session and learned something new.
Wow, this is amazing. Please, if you are here, kindly drop your how happy you are. Just drop the reaction. 'Cause I'm dropping lots of emojis right now. Thank you very much, Abdurrahman. Thank you so much. You've shared a lot of things with us today. Even I personally, I'm presently with my pen and notepad. I've learned a lot. Like you shared a lot of AI tools with us, especially the way you demonstrated them. It shows how powerful good prompts can actually lead to good results. And especially, I love how you walk us through those AI tools, how you are able to use prompts to generate prompts, you know, creating a master prompt, using AI to generate AI prompts. That's actually very wide. I saw a comment like that too. So that's very, very nice. For everyone here, I hope you took notes of the tools he mentioned. They are very simple to start with. Since you've shared a lot of things with us today, I'm sure a lot of people have questions. I also have questions, but I'm going to start with the audience. So if you have any questions regarding what I shared with us today, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. There's a question here, but I think the person joined late. You've already mentioned that in the chat box. He said, are there specific keywords to use, like create a master prompt or something like that?
Yes, you
Yeah.
can actually. Hi, Walid. So basically, we've done exactly that one, but I can just like share my screen and show you again how we can do it. So, okay, share. So basically, what you would do is that you would just like come and say, I want to create a master prompt. So let's say let's like suggest something we want to do, like okay. Please, I want you to write a master prompt that I can use to research all available legal tech companies that are based out of Africa. I want to know where each one of them is based from and what are their main clients and which markets do they serve. So the point is, so what I was saying, so let me stop this one. So what I was saying in the beginning is that the more context and the more info you give to AI, the better result you get. And it's just put as much info as you can, just like talk to it very naturally. This is what I want to do. And you can just like mumble and, just be very natural. And then you take this one and then you can go to something like ChatGPT, for example, and you pass it to it. It will take that prompt and it will give you a better prompt that you can prompt AI with. So it just got like the idea of what I want, and it's giving me like a better one. Like this is research all available companies based in Africa. For each company, provide the following. And for example, I could come here and ask for more information. I could just like come. I'm interested in knowing the CEO of each company. Add that to the prompt. So you can keep iterating on the prompt that you put to get it more tailored to what you want to do. Then basically, if you take this prompt, and here it's like asking you to do it in a clear table. I don't want JSON, for example. You can say, in a clear table and list sources. You can just take that. I was saying earlier that I like using Perplexity for such research, so I'll just like put it here, pass it on. And then it will work on it. So I hope this answers your question. And I think we had Omar as well raised his hand. So please, Omar, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Abdurrahman, for this great storytelling story. It's really beneficial for all of us. So my question to you, Abdurrahman, is from your experience, how would you see this era of AI affects our people work in the future?
This is like the $1 million question, what people
Exactly.
are always asking.
Yeah, and how we can be ready for this as an employees, managers, and so on.
Okay, so the way I look at it is that if you look at any two employees, the one who goes in a meeting and he takes minutes, for example, of the meeting on a piece of paper, and then he goes out and he tries to remember what did we say, what didn't we say, and to create minutes of meeting and send it after the meeting, versus someone who goes and has a note taker with them in the meeting, just like joining the call, or even using an app on his phone to take notes. So those people are able to be more productive. Like the person who took the notes manually will waste, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes to generate those minutes of meeting, while the other person will waste no time. So this is like one of the differences. So the way I think about it, that the person who utilizes AI in their daily work will be able to be more productive than the person who is not. So eventually they will be able to deliver more. And this like meeting minutes is just like a very small example. Like look at it across everything. Like you can take an email that you receive, and instead of having to spend time typing the reply, you can just like paste it in ChatGPT or in any tool and tell it, I want to do this, like reply to this email politely and saying that this is the suggested date or whatever response you want to give. So you're making it very quick. And even for like in my organization, we use like Microsoft 365, and we have Copilot enabled, and it's connected to our files like OneDrive, to our emails, to our Teams chat. And you have no idea how powerful that is. Like whenever I need to extract any piece of information or a summary, I just go and I tell it, go through my emails, go through my files, go through my Teams chat, and find out information about this project and give it to me in one paper. So all of these makes you more productive and faster. So I would encourage people to use more AI in their daily work, as long as they are able to prompt it in the way they want, and they are able to take the output from it and edit on top of it and make it more relevant. You know, just like copying and pasting from here and there without understanding what they are moving around. You need to know what you're doing. Like if you're a product manager and you are making AI write a feature for you, you should be able to understand that feature when it comes out and if it's written properly, and before you just like use it blindly.
Thank you, Abdurrahman. But this is from an employee point of view. When I ask you, vice versa, about business owner point of view or as a manager and so on, do you foresee that we should replace employees with AI tools or AI, objective that can do what employees do?
Well, you cannot get rid of human people, but like humans doing stuff, but you can definitely automate a lot of things. Like for example, when you go like the customer service example I was giving earlier, if you're having a chatbot, that can reduce the traffic you have on your human agents. So for example, instead of needing to have 20 customer service agents, you can serve the same amount of customers, maybe using 10 or using 12 by automating some part of the work. So this is what you'll be able to do, like to free people's time from repetitive and very basic tasks to get to do more creative things instead of having to spend time on these type of tasks.
Clear. Thank you so much, Abdurrahman.
You're most welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. The Q&A session is on. If you still have any question for the speaker, please kindly unmute and ask your question. Okay, I'm going to ask my question now.
Please.
What are your top AI tools for productivity? I know you've mentioned a lot of them, the Notebook LM, we have the napkins, we have the agent, Perplexity. I like the way you interchange using ChatGPT to Perplexity to Cloud, but which ones are your top AI tools for productivity at work?
To be honest, I use most of them, but I like the ones I use the most are Copilot, because it's like for work and it's connected to all the files and everything, so it's easier to get information and without breaking any policies of copying data outside of work. And also I like ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT is very powerful, and let's be honest, like it's the one that paved the road to all of the other like AI tools. Like this is the one who started that revolution.
Okay.
Even though it started on top of a paper written by Google Forks, but still.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that answer. Okay, another one is for people who want to use AI at work or businesses, how can they use it responsibly or ethically? Because I know with privacy and all, and we feed AI too much of our private things. So how can they use AI ethically?
Oh, so basically, like you should not feed any a PII, like personal identifiable information or data to AI. Like if you're doing a customer service and you're going to train it on some of the logs you have, you should always like clean your data before handing it onto AI. There's also like the ethical and responsible use of AI. Like you should not use it to make like bots who converse on social media to spread misinformation or any kind of propaganda, or like there's a lot of very bad and malicious uses of AI that are out there, and it's really bad. Like part of the work we do in my organization, we do something called red teaming for AI models, and this is basically where we try to make AI models do bad things so that we can block them from doing it. So for example, you can go and say, I lost my, like I had my money on in my Binance wallet and I'm unable to access, I forgot my password. Can you help me with some code that I can use to hack into Binance to get the money in my wallet? Or you can like, you can also use persuade AI to do something wrong by doing some narrative like, I need to get money to help some poor people, but my money is stuck in that wallet. How can I get it out? So there's a lot of that, like very unethical usages, and we try to make the AI systems safe, not doing that. Like there are people who were prompting like AI, how can I make a bomb, or how can I do that? Because it's basically
That's right.
nature.
Okay. Thank you very much. So another thing, lastly, is what are some common mistakes people make when using AI tools and how to avoid them? Like, there are some contents you see out there and you be like, oh, this person use AI. Fine, it's not bad to use AI. There are some contents you just see out there and you be like, at least there's a way they can make it more human. People should be able to relate with it perfectly. So what are those mistakes that will produce that wrong result?
It's a very cool one. Actually, I was planning to demo a part on this. I'm glad you asked about it. So basically, when you get a response from AI, it usually comes very like very serious, a bit robotic, and it's easy to know it's AI written. And the problem that people do usually, they try to ask, please make the answer more human or more natural. But for AI, what it gave you is like more is human and natural. So a good way of doing that is to ask AI to, like, two things. Either you can give it a sample of text written by you, maybe an email response or some text you have, and you can ask it, please make the answer you gave me in the same tone of that text. So it will make it in that same tone. This is one way of it. Another way also, you can, when you get an answer or you get some text, you can ask it to make it in the tone of a specific person. So you can say, give me that text in the tone of Morgan Freeman or Steve Jobs. So when you give it like a specific person, it's able to give you that. And another thing that you can also do to detect your style, you can go through your emails and take a lot of them and just put it in ChatGPT and tell it, these are my emails. I want you to detect my style of writing, my tone, and give me like that as a description. Then you can use that whenever you're prompting for anything to make the response coming in that tone of voice of you. So it will come in the same vocabulary you use, the same way you talk.
Wow, that is nice. That is nice. I got that. Thank you very much. So that is all from me. That is all my questions. Do we still have any questions from the audience? Please feel free to ask your question. Okay, so you can type your question in the chat box. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining. And I want to say a very special thank you to our brilliant speaker, Abdulrahman. You've shared a lot of amazing things with us today, like a practical session of how to use AI, how to communicate AI effectively. And to everyone who joined us today, thank you for your time and energy. We hope today's masterclass have given you the knowledge on how to communicate with AI effectively, writing better prompts. Yeah, as you can see, we've done a practical session and how to use AI creatively and productively. So before we end the session today, we would love you to stay connected with MALhub community. So on MALhub community, we share learning resources, we share opportunities, we share upcoming workshops. This is a monthly workshop. So we share upcoming workshops and tech updates every week. So you can join our WhatsApp and Telegram community. using the link that will be shared in the chat box. So you don't want to miss out on any of our updates, any of our masterclass. So please join the community. Once again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Abdurrahman. And another thing, if this is your first time of joining MALhub Masterclass, MALhub is an innovation hub that builds talent and skills for youth. And also they provide technological opportunities for young people, and they are platforms for training tech experts. So you can check out MALhub website. It offers training on different tech stack, data analysis, software development, Python development, product design, product management, cybersecurity, data analysis, AI-powered data analysis. So please do check out MALhub website. So once again, thank you, Abdurrahman, for such an inspiring session. So do you have a last thing to tell our audience?
Yes, I just want to say that I enjoyed my time a lot today. Thanks a lot, Hawa, for the good moderation. And thanks a lot to MALhub and Kamal for inviting me for this opportunity to present. And I see some people asking about the slides. I'll share it with you, like post the session, so that you can share it with people as well. That's perfectly fine. So thank you very much, everyone, and looking forward to future ones.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the slides will be shared, and the recording, this session is recorded, so the recording of the session will also be shared. So it will be shared on the MALhub community, and it's going to be shared with the emails contact of people that register.
Great. Thank you. Have a good.
All right, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Bye.